It's a bad spirit, also known as the devil. The devil tried to tried to test Jesus Christ. He tried to tempt Jesus. In Jesus surroundings, it was a lot of evil. It was a lot of evil going on. And I don't believe Jesus thought that was actually for him. So when Jesus noticed it, it was a lot of bad going on, and he wanted to actually do better, and he wanted to talk to God, and he really, in his surroundings where he was at, he really couldn't hear God. He really couldn't hear him. So Jesus had to get all by himself. He had to go to a lonely desert. And not only did he have to get by himself, but he had to he had to suffer. He didn't eat for days and nights. You know, and he did a lot of walking by himself, so that, so he was suffering for God. And he wanted God to talk to him, to tell him, everything that he wanted him, he wanted to hear something from God. But in the midst of seeking God, the devil appeared. The devil already had a lot of people, under his control, where Jesus where Jesus lived. And he wanted Jesus. So he did his best to tempt Jesus. He offered him many things, but Jesus didn't accept because he knew that it was actually the devil. No, Jesus, Jesus, he knew it was the devil. No, and he knew because he had been reading the Bible. So he knew who the devil was. So the devil offered him and tempted him and offered him and tempted him. And Jesus turned everything down. You know, even 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 what Jesus did was told the devil. He said, "I know who you is. I know that you the devil." You know, basically he was telling him, I know you a serpent, aka I know you a snake. And I know because you was the same, you was the same one that tempted Adam and Eve, that tested and tempted Adam and Eve when God first made humanity. You know, the snake, the serpent, he came from the tree, and he decided to trick Eve. You know, Eve, she was you know, the devil, the serpent, asked Eve to eat the apple, and Eve explained that God said, "Do not eat the apple." You know, I believe the devil knew that he could trick Eve into eating the apple. Um, and you know, he told her anything that he could. And once she ate the apple, you know, that it it uh it destroyed everybody's life. Because God knew that he wouldn't be able to trust. He wouldn't be able to trust him. So you know, it was all because of the devil. It was all because of the devil tricking and manipulating. You know, so once Eve ate the apple, you know, because at first we all was to, you know, not have no consequences at the end. You know, but now we all have the consequence at the end. But it's a brighter light at the end of that tunnel. Because that's what God is. And Jesus Christ, he knew that. And that's what he told the devil. He said, I already know who you are. Jesus Christ, he knew that he was gonna he was gonna have to make a sacrifice. And he let the devil know it was gonna be for God. Yes. That was the devil tempting Jesus Christ. The devil also tries to tempt me. You know, the devil spirit is real. And when the devil can't jump into you, or when you resist the devil, like Christ did, the devil can jump into the closest person to you, and he jumps into the closest person to you because you know because they don't have the you know they don't have they don't have the knowledge of of God, and the devil, things of that nature. They haven't read the scriptures or been into their Bible or anything of that or anything like that. It can jump into the closest person to you, just to get to you. And then I also think about the Israelites. The Israelites. God rescued the Israelites from being slaves. They was enslaved by Egyptians, by Egypt. Right now, you don't see any more Egyptians. Like I know there's a company, there's a country, Egypt, but I don't see any Egyptians like there used to be. And that's actually what God did to them, what God did to them for slaving people, slaving children, and 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 innocent people. God told the Egyptians to let the Israelites go, and he he asked Moses. He asked Moses to go tell Egypt, to go tell the king to let the Israelites go. And the king didn't want to let the Israelites go. You know, they would take, they didn't, they didn't have a heart for the Israelites and the children. And so Moses, God asked Moses to go back and tell the Israelites to let them go, let the Israelites be free. The king, he didn't want to let the Israelites go. So Jesus Christ, excuse me, not Jesus Christ, God, the Father, excuse me, he he explained to Egypt that if you don't let the Israelites and the Israelite kids and everything like that, if you don't let them go free, then you won't be able you won't be able to continue. You won't Your nation won't be able to continue. Meaning no more, no more, no more young, no more, just no more of the whole Egyptians. The Egyptians, the Egyptians pretty much didn't believe, until 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 God started um, destroying things, and then eventually the Egyptians had to realize that it was something going on, and it was something wrong. So they said, we gotta let the Israelites go. We gotta let the Israelites go. So they let them go, and the slaves were free. God freed them. And Moses went back to talk to God, and God gave Moses. He gave him 10 things. He gave him 10 things that he needed. He needed him to do, which were called the 10 Commandments. I'm gonna read those commandments. The Ten Commandments are, thou shalt not put any more gods before me. That's the first commandment. God should not put, you should not have any other gods before me. Meaning there's only one God. No, all God's people of all races. It's only one God who made all of us. Second commandment was, you shall not have idol gods. It's only one God. The third commandment, you should not take the name of the Lord in vain. Fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Fifth commandment, honor your father and honor your mother. Sixth commandment, you shall not murder. Seventh commandment, you should not commit adultery. Eighth commandment, you shall not steal. Ninth commandment, you should not bear false witness against your neighbor. 10th commandment, you should not covet. God gave Moses the 10 Commandments to get back to the Israelites after he freed the Israelites from being slaves. And then he also told Moses just to keep going. And you know, he knew that they had just came out of slavery and everything. And he just wanted Moses to get them to where they needed to be, which is the promised land. The land that God promised us. The Israelites was happy that they were not slaves anymore. And they was on their way to the promised land, which Moses had explained to them. But on the way to the promised land, there was an issue. The Israelites, they were getting tired, and they were hungry, and they were thirsty. They didn't have any money. They didn't have anything. They were just happy that they weren't slaves anymore. But so it got to a point to where the Israelites was was getting was getting they were thirsty, and Moses sometimes he didn't know what to do, but he asked God. He asked God. He just asked God. Everybody thirsty. We just really need something to drink. Need water. Then next thing you know, water start coming out of nature. And once water came out of nature, the Israelites could drink water. And Moses was like, God is steady blessing us. God is steady blessing us and blessing us. They was like, okay, we got water. You know, we had water, but we so hungry. We so hungry. You know, it was getting harder and harder for them. They was like, the Israelites was like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. God asked, God asked, God asked, Moses asked God, you know, it's getting hard, hungry. Next thing you know, birds, chickens start dropping. The Israelites could eat. But the Israelites, the Israelites got they got free from being slaves. They had water, they had food. All they had to do was keep believing in God, keep trusting that God will provide or make a way for them. The Israelites, they started getting real impatient. They just couldn't wait no more. They stopped believing in God, and they started believing in gold. Yeah. They didn't they didn't make it to the promised land. And you know, nowadays I kind of I kind of look at people around me as Israelites. Instead of believing in God, instead of believing in God, that that God will make a way for them, they get real hungry and real impatient. After everything that God did for them. I believe uh God, he I think he give all us chances to do right. And if we don't do right, I feel we'll continue to suffer, just like the Israelites.